Osquery. Osquery. Which I've never heard of. So, joining automatically. So we have a little video here. Finding computer artifacts with Osquery. Osquery. So, Osquery is an open source agent created by Facebook in 2014. It converts the operating system into a relational database. It allows us to ask questions from the tables using SQL queries, like returning the list of running processes, a user account create null hosts, in the process of communicating with certain suspicious domains. It is widely used by security analysts and responders, threat hunters, etc. Osquery can be installed on multiple platforms. Learning objective introductory room. Learning what does its problem does it solve? Osquery in interactive mode, how to use interactive mode on Osquery to interact with the operating system, how to join two tables to get a single answer. It's highly beneficial to already familiar with SQL. So I'm just thinking, is this something that is still interesting? So just 968 days. This one is not 1,600 days. That's quite a difference. It's like almost half as old. The virtual machine attached to this room already has Osquery installed and configured for your Windows and Linux. Before proceeding, start the VM use the following credentials to connect. The VM will be accessible in the split screen on the right side. Click on partial terminal, pin the taskbar to enter. So we're waiting for an IP here. Let's start connecting already. So let's disconnect from the old one. And let's start a new one. I think that was a bit overdoing it for the password for that one. 4 and 6. And James. So we're James now. We're waiting for the IP address. So 107. Why did I copy it when I typed it anyway? So Osquery. So at least getting some general information about this is good. One of the ways to interact with Osquery is interactive mode. You can run Osquery I. To understand the tool, run the help command. So Osquery I help looks like this. Should we maybe make some notes? And of course we have to say yes to that. So let's put it here on the blue. Interactive mode, colon, Osquery I. And I kind of usually do there instead, right? If it's just a one letter thingy. Dot help. Dot help. Well, I guess I type help because it's not obvious enough. As per documentation, that commands are prefixed with dots, and I kind of recognize Now list the tables, list all the tables, dot tables, meta command. Dot tables. List all tables in what? Check tables associated with process. Tables process. Okay. Dot table. So this is not the first time the image doesn't match what it says before. Here it actually says dot table user, and here it says tables user. And here it says tables process, and it says dot table. Nothing at all like this. Dot tables. What about dot table? It seems like you select here. I don't think this is up, but it might be. We'll have to check it out. In for example, 4 tables are returned that contain the word user. So it's a search. Tables user. This is a search. But what this is, we don't know. Unless we read here. Tables table. But no table. There's no table command there. I'm thinking it's selecting table. Yeah, we'll have to play with it. So, table names are not enough information. It contains without actually querying it. Knowledge of columns and types, known as schema for each table. They said you should know SQL first, right? Let's get table schema with the following data commands. Schema table. So, and then we have show schema for table users. So there's also column names like username description page followed by special data types. So we can see column 1, column 2, column 3, column table. This is normal SQL. Select. Nah, hopping back and forth like crazy here. There. example. Select example, which is like SQL, right? There's nothing odd. But the data in here is interesting in another way, right? Because it's actually.
Christy says. Hello.
Hi,
Translated from
Christy.
Norwegian.
Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. And now you finished work too, right? 19. So, have you heard of this? Osquery? So, display mode.
I just finished work.
Ah, nice, nice. Custom multiple display is like from that help option shows one. Osquery I, interactive mode again, and we dot help. So they show all the help, but they want to point out this mode there.
No, Ike, what is Osquery?
So it's like SQL in the operating system. So you can ask it for the users here and get this. We'll see. This is just the start of it. So we can get the data in different formats. Let's make a dot mode. And then I'm kind of doing like set mode to
Database.
yeah, CSV column line list for pretty. I wonder what pretty is. I don't think they will agree with me. Usually they don't. There's like no XML font. The Shima APA online documentation can be used. How many tables are returned? So we did connect. Let's see if it actually finished. Yeah. So let's.
What is the purpose of it?
That's a good question. So it's a room in the path that I'm doing, and it's cyber defense, right? Cyber defense, and it's actually old, so it's doesn't exist anymore. So I want to finish it before I hop off it, because I don't think I'll be able to join it again. We'll see. What am I going for properties? We want like 24, right? Let's go for 24. And let's maximize that. And OS query I interactive. And then we can do dot help. And there we see the mode that they just had peeled everything else away. So let's do table process. Okay. It asks how many tables are returned when we query table process in interactive mode of Osquery. So what I think is that it was actually a dot in front of it here, right? So I don't know why they didn't do that now. But let's like maybe semicolon. Yeah, syntax error. So dot table, that wasn't ever said either, right? Dot table process, as this is a meta thing. So we have three
CPU timer.
tables.
Translated from German.
SKU timer. I guess it's getting, it said it's used by like incident response and whatever. Security analysts, incident responders, threat
It said you can
hunters.
change the SPU timer.
Oh, in the help, let's just hop back here.
Yay.
So turn the security timer measurement. So it's just if you want to see some information or not, then. So what if I do dot schema processes, and we got a little bit of much information. Looking for schema of the process table, which column displays the process ID. Oh, so I actually did what they wanted. The process ID for a particular PID. Well, we could have guessed that if I would have read the question. Examine the .help command, how many output display modes are available. I just even wrote them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, very advanced questions here. So, come on now, give me some interesting stuff.
Can it transform the Chrome history in a nice CVS?
That would be nice, right? So, from what we learned, let's do dot tables. So this is the information we have available. Chrome extensions. That's the
Firefox.
only Chrome. So Firefox
Nice.
add-ons. SSH configs. User groups, users, VMI info, Yara, uptime.
Yay is useful if you have no other tools to investigate.
Yeah, so I'm just curious what happens when you install it. Is it grabbing the data before, or
Yara,
does it grab
probably a
it
rule on the fly.
instantly? Okay, yeah, maybe. Maybe. We did a little bit of Yara stuff in this path too. So I can show you the path. Let's just hop there. So can't I get this one to disappear? So,
Grab the data? Ask again cuz TTS over what you.
okay, so will it like grab data when you run it, or will it like query, like have an API and check stuff all the time? I'm guessing that's what it does. It's just like an interface to grab the data. If you don't, it's like one way to grab several kinds of data. Yeah, I don't
API
really
with
see
an
the use
agent?
of it. I don't really know why it exists even, because you could get all that data other ways, right? So I kind of want to read its code. That's kind of what I want to do. Anyway, so We had some. I think I had done that already. But then we installed Nessus. It's on my VM now. We had on Jara. Uh, Open was. I don't even remember what this was. Then we're here, right? Then we have some AD stuff. We have volatility, that I know you know a lot about. I don't know much of the forensic bits, but we have forensic stuff. I don't know what outside and red line is either. And then we have what I'm looking forward to almost the most here, the RE stuff, malware. So we'll see how far we get today. So schema documentation. Latest version of schema document look like this.
Okay.
Breakdown. Let's break down important information. Drop down list various versions of Osquery. So why do I have this here even? How is this interesting for me? We just saw all the information, didn't we? I guess we go to this. I wonder how old this is, too. So it's about 1,000 days. It's still the same version. So 551, and now we're on like 517. So what we're looking at is quite old, but they want us to answer questions about it. So let's do that. How many common tables are returned when we select both Linux and Windows? Okay, so we select Windows and Linux. So I see a little Apple thing here. So Linux and Windows. Seriously, does it want me to count them? No, it says here 56. I was like, I'm not counting this. I'm not counting
Ike.
this. How many tables? So, how is this useful? This is when I get annoyed, okay? How would this help me, right?
Ike.
This is when we grab a walkthrough and just enter the questions, if that's quicker. In the Windows operating system, which table is used to display the installed programs? So let's go back to Windows. Yeah. So how many installed do we have? Patches. So many installed text in there. Programs. I'm assuming programs is the answer. Windows which column contains a registry value within the
Programs.
registry table. Yeah. Which column contains a registry value? So let's search for that instead. Contains a registry value. data. So I was slow there, sorry. Creating SQL queries. SQL language is implemented in Osquery. It is not entire SQL language that you might be accustomed to, but rather is a subset of SQLite. Realistically, your queries will start with select statement. This makes sense because with Osquery you make querying information on an endpoint. You won't be updating or deleting information data. Yeah, that's the thing. Could we change anything, right? No. It's just getting information. Exception to the rule. Okay, we can is possible, but only if you're creating runtime table views using an extension. So there's extensions to this that could make it possible to change stuff. Your queries will also include a from clause and end with a semicolon, which we noticed already. Explore and install programs. If you wish to retrieve all the information about the installed programs on the endpoint, first understand the table schema they're using is schema programs command. So so let's start from programs. Limit 1. Okay. They don't want the whole thing to be spammed. Limit was used to follow.
Lol.
Yeah. Returns select star and then limit 1. Your result will be different if you run the square and then touch VM your local machine if square is installed. The number of columns returned might be more than you need. You can select specific columns. No. So the bug will list name, version, install location. Let's actually grab this one as another example. I don't know why we would have limit 1, but let's put that in the notes. Like in our example here, right? Examples. And let's move this one there. So count. Select count from programs. And we have another thing to add to examples. And then when I'm going, oh, what was that word? I can still have it there, right? Where? So as it's just SQL, I'm not like, oh, I have to make notes with comments. We just understand it, right?
I think this URI stuff can be good for event logs.
Okay. We'll see if we get there, because the previous rooms, they've all been about event logs, and the last room was Sysmon. And we've been like looking at their config files and stuff.
Yucks.
Yeah, so I actually had I closed it. I opened a walkthrough and copied all the answers to the last questions, because it was like opening 5 different event viewer files and looking for details and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to do that, really, do I? Maybe I do. We'll see. I put a link to the walkthrough because there was very nice PowerShell commands later down. So let's continue.
I know what you mean.
Do you have to do that a lot in your job? Look at event logs. This might be good to copy because these are like specific to Osquery here, right?
Yes, a lot of times.
Yeah, not the most fun thing in the world. So just operators. Wildcard rules. Let's actually set this as a header. So undo
worst,
operators. Grabbing these lists here. Wild cards. Yeah, I totally get that. But then at least it's for a purpose. If it's just for, oh, do these 20 questions to practice, then it doesn't feel like it's worth it. If it's, oh, you can help someone by doing this, then there's actually a reason why doing it, you know? So much examples. There. And a lot of spacing here. Some tables require a where clause, which they just spoke about before the information dome. Select star from file. Okay, so they meant like they require it. You can't get all files. Seriously, file. Now I'm curious. Is this all files possible to access from the machine? Where clause? So you can get a directory listing, but not of all files. Kind of also proving that it's not actually got all the data just being there, but it actually looks it up, right? Joining tables using join function. Osquery can also be used to join two tables based on column shared in both tables. Let's look at two tables to demonstrate this further. Below is the schema for the user's table and processes table. Schema users, schema processes. So you have, I guess it's further back. So query 1, query 2, select hit pinning. So let's copy these. Join query example. I think this is quite basic stuff, so but I shouldn't delete letters in the middle of it. There. So I'm not going to. I kind of want to finish this path and get all the information I can from it. And now we're getting some basic information about what Osquery is. If we ever need to use it, we know it exists. That's like the meaning of this. So now we have all of James' processes here. We wouldn't do this, would we? We would use PowerShell and have actually object-oriented instead of SQL style of everything. So I like that, Matt. You can't do all the things in SQL, and it's not object-oriented output. So how many programs are installed on this host? So we need to run it here. Select star. You remember what I said? I said I will want this example, right? Now I know when they ask what it is, and they got the exact question. That wasn't. I misclicked on my keyboard. I never use that. So yeah, right. These, yeah, and then to paste finally. So 19.
which,
Uh, using Osquery. What's the description for the user James? So let's grab the users. Select star. I'm not gonna wear James or anything. Users semicolon. And we're just gonna check where he is. Here's James. Description is. I guess this is the description. Maybe I should have asked a better question. But I can't see what the name of this username. Okay. So description is in this place. Oh, so creative artist. Yeah. So I'm happy that if it has to be working copy paste in one direction, it is
Select username,
possible.
description from.
Yeah. But this was easier, right? But I almost changed my mind when I noticed how long the output was. I had to type more. When we run the following search query, what is the full set of the user with the red? Now we need to do a query because it's easier. Actually, I don't need to, right? And here they give us a query. So when we run the following search query, what is the full set of the user? The thing is that I already have it in front of me, right?
Enumerate
Because
users.
I did this. Yeah, but I already have it in front of me. It's just here. Which is kind of the good bit with doing this. And I won't be able to paste this. I can't copy the other way around though. Let's see if we can copy stuff. Yeah, but that was not the last thing I copied. So let's try again. Copy, paste. No, that wasn't useful. I'm like, why did they want us to do this? To show us that this is possible. Because we're in the registry now, right? Whatever. Let's just type the thing. So I'm gonna have to type this, unfortunately, because I can't paste. I just get one key down. 1 5 21 199 66 53 01 3 1 8 5510. This is when I'm thinking, oh, I should have done the numerical keyboard, but then I'm done. No? No, it wasn't long enough. So did it actually want this?
There are some
Okay.
outputs that will show the SID or the read only. In order to find the user that is attributed to, you have to enumerate users.
Wait a sec. So it wasn't showing the full thing. That's why. 106. Oh my god, I'm so done with this. 4624 dash. Okay, so I've got one too much. S 121. 90. Oh, there it is. So copy both ways, nice. I would have hoped for that. When we run the following search query, what is the Internet Explorer browser extension installed on the machine? Yeah, so we saw this with IE extensions. So it's just showing us demos of information. I am totally okay with that until, no, we didn't copy. Copy, 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 copy. Let's try now. Okay, so sometimes this steals my keyboard. And I have to restart. Extensions. I'm just typing here. C colon Windows system 32 IE frame.dll. The most important thing here is to actually see that we can enumerate Internet Explorer extensions, and we only found one. So that's interesting. After running the following query, what's the full name of the program? Select query name, install location from programs like Wireshark. Okay, so the full name of Wireshark, so the version of it. So there's Wireshark on this machine too. What do you think? Will we be able to paste here? So it's Spice. It's stolen my copy functionality. I can't copy stuff anymore and paste it in here. Yes. So I'm clicking in different spots and it worked again. So I can't copy the other direction though. Let's actually try copying this and pasting it in Notepad instead of this specific thing. So pasting it here, we just get the first letter anyway. It's a bit odd that, but so Wireshark 3.6.8 64 bits. So challenge and conclusion. Now that we've
Save the
exposed,
queries from the questions in doc as well, boot queries.
yeah, you're right. I should have saved these two. So let's put them in the examples here. I'm not getting that one. Where's the questions? Here. Did I miss anything? No. So they're in here. Thanks. Thanks, Christy. Let's see. There. So we have 3 more examples. Now that we've explored various tables, learned how to create search queries, and ask questions from the operating system, it's time for a challenge. Use Osquery to examine the host and answer the following question. which table stores evidence of process execution in Windows OS. Okay. So we already did run a. So I don't know how far up we have to scroll to find the thing. Uh, hmm. Evidence of process execution. I guess we're going to this place and go here. And this is something I should have saved in my notes too. Find, want to search for at there. So I just put that there. And process execution. And we already have Windows selected. No, I think yeah, it's Windows. Good. And process execution is not there. But what's this called? I don't think that is it. So 5. Let's go to the top here of it. And start. Apparently it didn't start from the start. Okay, because they're there. Okay, and we can see the names of them here too. So CPU info, listening ports, logged in users, Osquery info, top level information about running version of Osquery, time from process started. Are we still the same? Yeah. So pipes, process memory map. All running processes, which we already knew, and it's one letter to level. Yeah, so this is half of them, right? Now, where do we go? Services. Installed services has a few of those. Shared resources. Windows crashes. I might just find this another way. I just wanted to use the resources. Windows event log, I think that's too long. But here we have something interesting, actually. So we might be able to use, we can actually SQL in the event log. That's quite nice. Even though we have been doing these. Oh, should be like just here. Here. Export queries. this is not the same. SQL is more like logical than this. Filter pop. Mm, nicer with SQL. So let's actually uh, just put this here too. No, I didn't actually copy it yet. Let's like interesting tables. Yeah, and obviously this is too long, right? So I tried the processes, and this one character short. I might not want to do this forever, so we have like 2 more hits. Windows update history, and we don't have any more. So I'm thinking this room is Osquery. Osquery the basic. And there will definitely be some walkthrough. And the current question. Let's do that. I use Osquery documentation to find this answer. Search for execution. Okay, so I deleted the other word instead. So let's actually find it then. So I undid, delete the other word, and you might find it. And this is just 19 hits too. So let's actually go up to the top. And let's just check. It's from the end rather. User assist. User assist registry key tracks when user executes an application from Windows Explorer. I wouldn't say that this is a good answer, but they said it is the answer, so I might do this on a lot of them. One of the users seemed to have executed a program to remove traces from the disk. What's the name of that program? So let's hop to the machine, and here's the user assist. I would never guess the user assist is something like this. So something that removed traces. So I'm mostly interested in this registry key now. Where is it? So, there's so many things that could be the right answer, and I don't want to spend too much time, so I think I'm going to just grab the answers. So there's actually a query in here. Select path lost execution to count SID from user assist. Why would we want to do this? There's no where or anything. Because they think it's hard to read? Is that why? Yeah, obviously I missed it, right? Because it was too short of a name for the format I had. And it's kind of in here, right? It must be, because I didn't see it. And I think I read all of them. So, here it is. Disk wipe. I wasn't reading carefully enough. Yeah, I kind of feel that I'm wasting my time, right? I'm wasting my time. And I don't want to. So, let's see. Let's copy these. So reading a log to find a little text in there. Uh, so we already know kind of what the VPN is because we saw Proton VPN in there when I read the names. It was actually just above describe. How many services are running on this host? Select count star from services. Actually putting that too in just as an example for the count. Another example. So where did my little window go there? The table of exit contains a list of executors that are automatically executing on the machine. There seemed to be a batch file that runs automatically was the name. So we saw also a batch file there. It's kind of like we saw all of it. What are all the things that were run recently? What's the full path of the batch file found in the above question? Yeah. So let's go on to the next one.